With new information coming out regarding YNW Melly's court case, his cellmate may have just ruined his chances of ever being released from prison. Due to this, YNW Melly may have just lost his life to the legal system, as life in prison is now looking more likely. It all started when news outlets started reporting YNW Melly is being accused of teaming up with one of his lawyers to plot a prison escape. As the Broward County Jail, where YNW Melly is currently locked up, did an interview with Complex, where they mentioned in the courtroom on April 11th, 2022, Broward Sheriff's Office received a confidential tip regarding inmates Nicholas Lewis and Jamal Demons, both being housed in the same unit at the main jail, planning an escape from jail by having Demon's attorneys bring in 2 handcuff keys in order to help with the escape. Additional information provided by the source was that Lewis had an illegal item in jail, as well as narcotics in his jail cell that were not prescribed to him. As the statement continues saying, jail authorities searched Lewis's jail cell after the tip, which came from another inmate. They found multiple illegal items, as well as narcotics for which he did not have a prescription. YNW Melly's cell was also searched, but nothing was found except food from the commissary and an excessive amount of jail-issued clothing. Now, this all started when another inmate inside of YNW Melly's cell block informed the county jail that YNW Melly and his friend inmate Lewis were up to shady things. This all happened while it was lunchtime at the prison. YNW Melly sitting alongside Lewis at an empty table. One inmate ended up walking past them in the cell block and eavesdropped, and allegedly overheard YNW Melly telling Lewis that he was gonna get what's called an all-in-one handcuff key, which is a key that can work on practically 88% of all handcuffs in the United States. Now, YNW Melly's mother even reacted to this.
Okay, so I'm at work and I just seen this crazy story. First of all, this is just another tactic for them to try to literally just tarnish my son's character and everything. They do not want him having attorney visits in person, which will cause for ineffective counsel. So we went to court for that, and they took his phone calls and they have him locked down. They had no evidence whatsoever that his attorneys did anything wrong to prove these accusations, but they knew it would get picked up by the media. So when we get ready to pick a jury, hopefully within the next 2 weeks, it's gonna be, oh, this kid tried to escape. Oh, this kid tried to do all these things. This is all fake because they do not have a case.
Now, in the video, YNW Melly's mom mentions how the feds have no evidence against Melly. Prosecutors are making up and doing anything to make him look bad in front of the new jury that was just selected. As YNW Melly's music manager, 100K Track, would end up defending Melly's mom in this situation, sharing that YNW Melly has very good defenses on his side and for all of the evidence against him.
He built a real great solid team away from just being innocent, because he wouldn't do such a crime. He prepared himself and got a proper, defense. Their job is to handle themselves in trial, not on social media. You guys are taking it that way. If they say they got DNA in a car, I'm just gonna tell you, Melly DNA was found in the car. You're gonna think, yeah, his DNA was found in the car the day of the. Oh, he jumped in a car and his DNA was in the car. He did it, okay? But you're not gonna put the fact that this was his car for 6-7 months on those documents and dockets and just automatically be like, yo, he's fried. You don't even know what the defense is. You don't even know what the rebuttal is. You don't even know why that situation occurred. You hear ballistics flying, you don't know what the defense is. You hear this, you hear that. You get what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest.
If you're a fan of YNW Melly, leave a like on the video. I'm curious how many fans are watching today. As shortly after, at the most recent court hearing, a detailed description of YNW Melly's case was then laid out for this new jury. After hearing this, do you believe YNW Melly is guilty or not? It reads, on October 26, 2018, in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 2 associates, being YNW Sakchaser and Juvy, would sadly pass after leaving a recording studio alongside YNW Melly and YNW Bortlen. YNW Bortlen alleges that while driving home inside of the vehicle with Melly, Sakchaser, and Juvy, an opposing vehicle filled with rival street members blocked off their vehicle on this side street, rolling their windows down and beginning to use firearms against YNW Melly's car. YNW Bortlen, being the driver of the vehicle, then swerved the car off of the road inside of an empty parking lot while trying to protect his side of the car. This would then leave Sakchaser and Juvy's side of the car a wide open target to these individuals. Now this would then eventually lead to their passing, but instead of calling an ambulance to the scene immediately for their two best friends who are in critical condition, GPS evidence found through YNW Melly's cell phone revealed that the 4 YNW affiliates sat in an empty parking lot for roughly 40 minutes, not getting any sort of help, no ambulance, not even an urge to drive Sakchaser and Juvy to a hospital that's located around 7 minutes away. Thankfully, once Bortlen did wait the 40 minutes, he then drove the two to the hospital, but YNW Melly was then seen on the same GPS evidence, instead sprinting home on foot, leaving his other 3 YNW affiliates to themselves and going to the hospital by themselves. Now, once arriving to the hospital, YNW Bortlen would get Sakchaser and Juvy some help, but obviously it was already too late at this point, as the incident has now happened over an hour ago. A police officer then found this strange. He pulled YNW Bortlen aside at the hospital after the police officer went to the scene of the crime to try to find evidence, as he wanted to chat with YNW Bortlen. Here's how that exclusive interview went.
And I'm driving, ducking for my life, trying to make sure I don't get hit. And you telling me, you telling me about shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. I'm driving. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna be worried about? You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not for you to worry about.
Shit crazy, bro.
But if you tell me it happened there's got to be some evidence there. There's going to be broken glass, just like there's broken glass over here from when you guys opened the doors and stuff like that. Okay, there's going to be broken glass over there when the windows got out. There's going to be casings from the people at your car. Okay, there's going to be evidence over there. Okay, right now there's nothing. I kind of think I know what happened because I got information.
As you can hear during the interview, with YNW Bortlen explaining the situation, it's clear the detectives weren't buying a single thing he said, as it didn't make any sense according to the crime scene. As YNW Bortlen alleges there was a drive-by. Well, there was no casings anywhere on the ground other than where YNW Melly's vehicle was parked. And the only casing found at the scene would actually be inside of YNW Melly's car. Now, YNW Bortlen and YNW Melly would then be let free until further notice, while the feds would build a case. But it wouldn't be until February 13th, 2019, where YNW Melly would announce this on Instagram. No, I did not get locked up in Washington, but I am turning myself in today. A couple months ago, I lost my 2 brothers by an incident, and now the system wants to find justice. Unfortunately, there's a lot of rumors and lies that are being said, but no worries, God is with me and my brother at YNW Bortlen. And we want y'all to remember, it's a YNW family. I love you. Now, ever since this Instagram post, YNW Melly has been sitting inside of jail for roughly 4 years, waiting patiently for his trial to begin, but after countless delays, this would make YNW Melly begin to lose hope. The trial was once again delayed after the YNW Bortlen interview that I shared earlier when it was released online. YNW Melly would obviously get very upset over this, and he would react to the case sharing the following. As of this moment today, I am officially nervous for my life. A new captain named Hubert and XO Jenkins have now taken over the jail for the last 2 weeks, and they have handed out even harsher punishments for me than the previous ones in place. Ever since December 1st, I have been moved and housed on a unit that holds 24 inmates at once. I am the only inmate being housed on the vacant unit, with no phone privilege, no television, and no access to a newspaper. They are watching my every single move on a camera, making sure I do not use the phone to tell the world on how I am being mistreated, discriminated, and messed with physically. When I come out of my cell for the 1 hour a day, all other inmates in the adjoining dorms must go back in their own jail cell, as I am being subjected to unusual treatment at the hands of deputies and high-ranking staff of the Broward Sheriff's Office. I have been told by deputies, lieutenants, and sergeants that say they will hide me from the world and mention they will go after me every single day if I tell my lawyers, and they will lie and say I went after them first. Words from Sergeant Anthony Kidd as well as Lieutenant Gene. I have literally been hidden from the world, so I have no other choice but to believe the next step is them messing with me to the point of no more, like they do all the other inmates almost daily here at the main jail in Broward County. as this would then lead into another message posted at the exact same time by Melly, which states, "I can't call my family or lawyers to notify them if I have been messed with or bothered. They say my phone privileges are taken permanently because of all of the infractions over the last 7 months. That is a lie. They took my phone privileges indefinitely off of one violation for using another inmate's PIN to talk on the phone when I am not allowed to use the phone. If I had been treated like every other inmate at this facility, my phone PIN would have been restored and my phone privileges given back after 30 days, per the handbook. I have, however, went without phone privileges since May 8, 2022, and I have not been given my phone privileges back ever since the first year that I was here. I have served all of my disciplinary time, so why are my phone privileges still taken? Why am I the only inmate on a unit by themselves, blocked from any sort of human interaction? There are inmates here that have been convicted of orchestrating robberies over the jail phone, and another who planned an escape from jail that was all carried over the jail phone. They are still allowed to use the phone after committing such serious crimes and security concerns to the facility, but my phone privileges are taken indefinitely for violating a phone policy that carries a punishment of 30 days max. I am being housed and surrounded in the care of power-struck deputies and captains of high authority that have even told me to my face that they don't like me and that I make them mad. I am not safe in the hands of these people, especially if the highest in command in the jail does not like me. I am nervous of my life. My family is nervous. I cannot do another day here. Someone please help me get moved to another county jail, please.